Hey guys, I just wanted to give you an update on my medical journey in this what I now know is perimenopause journey for myself. You guys have been with me for a while. You know that I've been going through a lot of things here and there for the past couple of years that didn't make sense until more recently when I did more research regarding perimenopause. And I've self-diagnosed, but I also think my GYN is on the same page that I am in the beginning stages of perimenopause or the early stages of perimenopause. Some of the things that we couldn't explain a couple of years ago, like I would suddenly just have vertigo episodes. Maybe back in, let's see, 23, maybe back in 2023, late 22, not many, maybe 2, 3 episodes. And it was unexplainable. ENT, doctor, cardiologist, everything came out clean. It didn't make any sense until I did a little more research and realized that is one of the signs of perimenopause, maybe. And then some other things started happening as well. But I wanted to come on to just say that I did my annual physical, and the physical got my labs back. Labs are looking good. Labs are looking good. One area of concern is my iron level, which is very low. So my doctor, I have a new doctor, my other doctor retired. She's recommending for me to see a hematologist and look into iron infusions to get me back on course. She's like, you've probably been this low based on the numbers she's seen for a long time, obviously. So your body's gotten used to it, but it's not a good number to be this low. So we're going to look into that. I have that appointment coming up within 2 weeks. But why I'm on here is to really talk about my cholesterol levels. Now, I noticed that I'm doing this all from memory because I didn't even look at my chart before I came on, which I should have, but I didn't. The HDL levels, when they were taken, were higher than they were in 2024. I get labs done once a year. So 2024, I'm going to make up a number. Let's say so the lab said you want the HDL levels to be at least 50 or higher. In 2024, it was, let's say, 38, something like that. This year, I look back and I'm at 49. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's a good thing. So my doctor was telling me to also look into increasing the good cholesterol, the HDL levels, and she was giving me some things regarding, what to add to my diet or whatever. She didn't know at the time that I was working with a registered dietitian that I started early this year working with her. I worked with her and to Simone. So this is kind of a Simone testimony as well. I started working with Simone to March of this year. In March of this year, again, I didn't look at the books to do the weight, but let's say I started at 182. I don't know, I'm making up a number. I'm pretty much around that. There we go. 182. And now I only weigh myself once a month at this point. So when I weighed myself September 1st, today's October. Sorry, when I weighed myself October 1st, a couple of days ago, I was 7, 8 pounds lighter. And I've pretty much maintained that since working with Simone in about March of this year. And I bring this up because that's the only thing that I did different to increase my HDL levels. And that was not exactly the purpose. I started with Simone because I just knew I needed help getting started on a proper way of eating. I'm good with the physical. I'm good with the gym. I go to Killer Body Fitness all the time. I have my side piece gym that I go to some days a week as well. And when I can't get to Killer Body, but I knew I needed help with nutrition. So I ended up calling Simone, and I knew Simone because she used to be an instructor at Killer Body Fitness years ago. So we always maintain in touch online. I touch base with her. She went to school, got her certification. Like, she did it everything. I'm like, you know what? Let me reach out. And I ended up working with Simone for 1 month, where she created a meal plan customized for me for what I needed. And at that time, it was just to get me started and to just lose some weight. Not a lot. I didn't know what was going to happen, but just lose some weight. But I needed the recipes. I need someone to tell me what to do because I'm not going to do it on my own. I know this about myself, and that's part of the journey is being honest with yourself. I'm not going to do it on my own, and I'm the same way when it comes to my physical health. Working out at home. I'm not going to do that. I need to be in the gym. I need to be in a group class because I need people around me, and I need an instructor to tell me, move your ass, girl. That's what I need. So I know that about myself. Same thing with nutrition. So I work with Simone on these meal plans. Every week, she created a whole week long of meal plans, breakfast, lunch, and dinner for me, and snacks, and gave me all the recipes that I needed. So I have 1 month worth of recipes. And I just want to show you what 1 month of recipes, because I have it all printed out. I printed them out. Okay. 1 month worth of recipes. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Okay. And when I say she breaks it down, even down to the day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all here. She gives you, I don't think I kept no, look, I have a couple. She gives you the grocery list, what you need to buy. It's broken down in categories, so when you're at the store, you know what you're getting for that week's recipes that you need to do. So I'm at the point now, it got me started. I'm good. I'm getting ready to follow up with Simone for follow-up appointments in the next couple weeks here in October, because I need a little help with timing. When I started working with her, my job schedule was a little bit more open to allow me for the cooking and figuring out my schedule for eating. Now it's not. And I'm noticing I'm losing some of the habits that I created. So I'm going to talk to her about that, as well as keep increasing the HDL, some things I can do to increase the HDL levels regarding my diet to help with that. But the only thing different I did this year that I can attribute to increasing the good cholesterol levels, because it has not increased in years. I am on cholesterol medication. With that, it has not increased this much, even with the cholesterol medication. It's the nutrition that's added to it. That's the only thing I've done different, is the nutrition. Nothing else. So, Simone, thank you for your guidance and continued guidance, because it's not something that just stops overnight and you just got it and that's it. You always need a touch up, a freshen up, a check in, things like that. How are things going? New things are being found. Things are happening within your health that you need to change things up. That's fine. But I'm putting this post to thank her, give her flowers, update you guys regarding, like always, pretty much come on once a year to let you know what's going on health-wise. And once I see the hematologist, I'll talk to you about the iron infusion, or if they're recommending that or what. So we'll see what's going on with that and what they recommend regarding my iron levels. But I also want to encourage you. If you notice you're lacking in an area, and you know it's the area that you can't jumpstart on your own, especially regarding your health and nutrition, seek the help that you need. If it's a dietitian, if it's a nutritionist, if it's the medical doctor or specialist you might need, if it's the gym, maybe you can't start out with a group class. Maybe you have to start out with a personal trainer one-on-one and then work your way to a group class. Whatever it may be for you. But be honest with yourself and what you need, and look into it and invest in yourself, especially with the health and wellness. Invest in yourself. We have one body, one. We have one chance at this life. And I've said this many times, and I'll say it here again. I started my healthy living journey 6 years ago, 7 years ago, because I see, as a caregiver for family members, specifically parents, and even seeing what my aunts and uncles had to go through with my grandmother, or just being a home care nurse in general, I see what families are going through with their loved ones at home. I want to do my best to not be that or be a burden to my children, because it's something I could have prevented. Does that make sense? Like, some things I can't control. I don't know what the future holds for us. But my goal is to be strong enough and healthy enough that I can take my future grandkids to Disney World without their parents, because I could handle Disney by myself with the kids. And if anyone who knows Disney knows, Disney ain't no joke. Disney requires a lot of endurance. Walking, you're walking miles on a one day at Disney. Miles. There's no need to go to the gym when you go to Disney. No need. Because just the walking you do alone, okay, is enough. Just that. So that's my goal. I want to be able to, my kids go on vacation, I'm able to still travel with them. And I'm not a burden to them like they got to take care of me at any point. That's my goal. That's my intent. My boys are here. They see how we've had to go through different scenarios with my in-laws or with my parents. And I'm praying that comes back to us as we get older, my husband and I. But at the same time, if I can keep certain things off and prevent it or lessen the chances or severity of it, that's what I want to do. And that's why I do what I do. That's why I go to the gym. Do I go to lose weight? No. Honestly, I don't. Weight will come off. I've said I've lost like 7-8 pounds with Simone since March. Has that, that's been a good thing, but it wasn't what I wanted it to start for. I wanted my labs to be good. Oh, that's what I really wanted, and I saw that. So yes, am I on blood pressure medication? I am. Am I on cholesterol medication? I am. But even being on those meds, those numbers were not shifting until I started taking my nutrition seriously. And a lot of people tell you that. I think I don't know what the saying is, but something like it's, your health is 90% nutrition, 10% physical exercise. I could have the proportions off, but you know what I mean. So thank you, Simone. And for you guys, invest in yourself. Invest in yourself, and do what you can to make it work. My budget is my budget, but we made it work, and I only worked with her for 1 month because that's all I needed. You may need more time than that with whoever you're going to work with. It's just that you have to know yourself. But I knew I just needed a jump start, and I did. And with this whole cookbook of recipes that I have, I'm good. And that's what I go through. Every week I go through, okay, what are we making this week? And that's how I feed my family. So I lost weight during this nutrition journey. My husband lost weight. My mother-in-law lost the most weight. I think she had lost like 10, 12 pounds when we first started. And my kids have lost weight. So it's a family affair because I'm not making multiple meals. Whatever I cook, we all eating. So that's that. But yeah, so that's just an update, and I'll update you guys as I learn a bit more as to what's happening when I see the hematologist. I also see my cardiologist this month as well. Ever since the whole dizzy episodes and vertigo, I'm down to seeing him only once a year. So this year is my annual checkup with him. In the same week, I see the cardiologist Columbus Day, and then I have the hematologist that Friday. So that's it. Invest in your health and your nutrition. Invest in your health and your nutrition. Repeat after me. Bye, guys.